Hello ladies and gentlemen, and Idiot Imports is sponsored by PlayAsia, who most likely supplied this game to me unless I specifically mentioned that they didn't. You can follow the affiliate link in the description to buy this game from PlayAsia to support me and my channel, and you can use the coupon code BLUEVITA to save $3 off your order. Thanks for your support, enjoy the show. Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima and I'm here checking out Musou Stars. I'm going to assume this is the final Musou game for the Vita, because I'd be amazed if they actually put out their entirely overhauled Dynasty Warriors 9 on the Vita at this point, but then again, you never know. It is Japan we're talking about. We might get one just because they want one, so who knows. Not much to see in this menu, actually. It's mainly just, what's the word? It's mainly just galleries and stuff out here, and of course you've got your options menus down here. And all the options menus are pretty much everything you've seen in a typical Musou game before. Your control inversions, change what does what. That's all your HUD elements. Down here, I don't remember what that is. I think that might be, no, actually I don't remember what that is at all. And this is where you come to, I don't remember what you do. Oh yeah, this is cross save. Right. Yep. We'll just ignore that for now. And of course, you've got your galleries and stuff that you can fill up with all your characters, all your events and stuff like that. I'll see if I can find one in particular to show off, just so that we don't end up missing a bunch of them. Or, not so much missing a bunch of them, but not showing one in this video. I just need to find the one I'm thinking of. Yep, there we go, that's the one. Now Tora is adorable, if that's how you pronounce that. So, this game's only got a story mode, which is kind of weird. There's no secondary mode this time around, like you see in pretty much every Musou title ever. Why the hell are planes flying over as soon as I start recording? They were perfectly quiet before I bloody started. Whatever. So the way saving works in this game is a bit odd too, because the way this game works is that you can actually play through it multiple times as different factions. And doing that will get you different endings and stuff like that. And you can only play like 8 or 9 characters in one faction at a time, which is really weird. So, I've got 2 saves here. The second one I've got down here is trying out the Dynasty Warriors and Tugiden faction, while this one here is trying out the faction that has William from Neo in it. So, you can see why I put so much time into that. Funnily enough, I've put way more combat time into Ryu Hayabusa than anyone else, but we'll get to that. So, the way this game works is that every time you clear a story mission, it will open up an area for you to do normal missions in. So, for example, this area up here is an area I've already cleared. There's a bunch of other missions that I can do, like, not entirely sure who that character is, but apparently I need to bring along Ian for that, but that'll be fine. And you've got plenty of other bonus missions sitting around as well. That'll give you different resources when you finish them, like cards, and there's some birds there that'll get you gold. This is a character recruitment mission as well, so is this one. They give you all of them pretty early on. The main missions are these ones here, the ones with the crystals, and you need to finish them to unlock more areas of the map, as I said, but depending on which missions you complete or don't complete, you'll actually get different paths through the game and therefore different endings. We have to stop by the sanctuary for a bit, because there's a couple of things in here that we need to go through. So we can talk to Now Tora. She's still absolutely adorable. So we can talk to this guy to immediately jump to the place where you can get missions. And missions are basically, the idea is that you talk to a character in particular, and they'll give you a mission. This is Darius from a series I've never heard of that Tecmo Koei does. It's an otome of some kind. You can accept the mission, and if you successfully complete the mission, you will get friendship up with them, and that actually does something in this game. And you've got guys to talk to here. These are just your faction leaders. Not much to say about them, though. And if we leave here, we're just on the other side, so you can see over there is where we started off. And if we come here, we can spend gold to level up our characters to the maximum level of who we've got at the moment. It's nothing too extraordinary. So we can level up, is that Yukimura Sanada? We can level him up pretty fast, so I think I'll just level him up to 12. I don't care about gold at the moment. Now, the way weapons work in this game is that you've only got one weapon per character. It's not like Dynasty Warriors where you can freely swap them out. Instead, you have these... Nope, we'll get into how the parties work later. I want to go to the cards. Here we go. You get these cards, and what these cards are, they're basically weapons. You can see their attack strength, your familiarity with them, which will give them more attack strength, their elemental alignment, their pre-assigned abilities, and their custom abilities. If we come to the card counter here, we can do a bunch of things. We can buy, sell, fuse, add new abilities to cards. So if I pick this one, for example, I can add an ability to it. These abilities are all pretty basic stuff, like get more gold, do more damage, do elemental damage, do stuff like that. And you add them via getting items from battles, and you can do things like, you can sell them, you can upgrade the abilities, you can merge 3 cards, which I'll do, you can sell cards here, so you can sell them, and you can deconstruct them for... You can deconstruct them for materials. So you can see on the right there, you'll get materials as well as gold. So, and I'll just merge 3 cards together just while I'm here. The card system is alright. I have nothing against it. It's just... It just feels like a replacement for weapons, basically. You can get really high-level cards via doing the card merging and all that, but it's kind of rare. And as far as I can tell from the translation of the menu stuff, pretty luck-based. So, it's kind of a pain, really. I haven't bothered with it. I've just stuck with what I've got. Notably, if you've got your difficulty up, my current difficulty, I think, is normal. And if you put the difficulty up, you'll get better cards. That's basically the whole idea. I like that there's 2 Tecmo arcade machines here. That's kind of neat. But you can see characters here. Apparently, Ryu is having a nice, relaxing rest. So you can walk in here and... Oh, dear. That's not how it's gone down the last 2 times. I thought it was a bit of a joke before. So, the last 2 times I walked in there, the first time I walked in there, there was a horse. The second time I walked in there was a tiger. Bit weird to walk in the 3rd time and see Ian, but then again, it is a Tecmo Koei game. I'm really not surprised. There's not much else to see in the Sanctuary, so let's just go and actually hop into a battle. Probably better we hop into a battle and get one of these character recruitment sessions out of the way. Might as well go with William, no reason not to. There's a bunch of stuff that we can go over in the menu, but a lot of it's pretty obvious. Like, this is where you come to equip your cards. I don't have any cards for Darius, unfortunately. You can come here to see your relationships with people. Your relationships will determine how many benefits you unlock with these characters. So if I hit triangle, you can see there are some benefits here, but the top 2 are just, they're just like voice lines, extra voice lines in different parts of the game. The 20, I don't know, because I haven't actually seen that yet, so I didn't get to translate. I should have known there'd be something there, but whatever. This is just your info screen for all your characters. As you level up your characters, you'll get more attack, defense, and health, and you'll get more moves on your attack chain. That much is pretty obvious. There's a bunch of weird stuff here. Like, these are all the tutorials you found, but if you go down to the next one, this is where your options menu is. It took me a lot of effort to find this, including where you come to manual save, just in case you're playing with 2 things. And then you can come here to read your manual. There's no actual manual, like, outside the game, even though the game isn't one of those games that uses a lot of RAM, so it doesn't really do anything. In the sense of, like, ooh, treasure, nope, no treasure battle. Let's do a battle where we recruit someone now. So, these battles are actually kind of annoying. Actually, most battles in this game are kind of annoying, and in a sense, you'll understand why shortly. But for now, this is just your typical preparation screen. You can come here to prepare your party, but I'll explain how parties work in-game. If we come down here, you can see just your typical battle summary screens. This is where you come to equip your cards. This is your information screen, obviously. This is where you come to... What? That's not the information screen? No, it's just the relationship screen. I don't know why they've made it... So this is where also you can come to do different things, like unlock different abilities for your characters. It's a little odd. Individual relationships work on a one-way, one per character basis. So just because I've got, let's just say, Yukimura and William, if I have Yukimura's fondness of William up to like 5 stars, it doesn't work the other way around. So you have to do it for every character, and that's how you power them up individually. What's this screen do again? Yeah, this is just, there's just information. It's weird. They could have combined a few of these screens into one, but they chose not to for some reason. So let's actually go and fight. Notably, the game loads really quick if you fuck around on that screen a little bit, and then it just immediately goes into the fight. So away we go. It's a Dynasty Warriors game. What do you expect? So, it's got light attacks and heavy attacks, and of course you can chain them together to do different combos. Now we have to go and get that character who's all the way up there. That's going to be kind of annoying, so we're going to try and take a few bases first. Of course, the bases work exactly the same way as they do in Dynasty Warriors Next, and the Ambition mode in Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends. So, you take over bases by running down the riffraff, and then once you've successfully run down the riffraff, you will get a single guy who spawns, and you have to take out that guy, and once you do, you gain the base, and the bases have different effects. So this one here will probably give all my other bases extra defense. If I'd played with Ryu from Ninja Gaiden, his card actually has a special ability that doubles the it doubles the health of bases that you've captured, which is a kind of neat ability, but at the same time, they don't really try and attack your bases that much. They mainly go after the people. And in this game, losing people actually gets you a game over. It's kind of weird. Like, in some battles, you'll end up losing out of nowhere, and it'll say so-and-so was defeated, but you'll go and look on the map, and so-and-so wasn't even there. It's weird. It's really strange. I'm not entirely sure what the deal is with that. But anyway, we own the base now, so let's go and take over another one. And we got some extra life. We've cleared a mission, and you get little sub-missions as you go in, but they're not particularly obvious because you can't translate them in time, which kind of sucks, but not as big of a deal as I would think. Now, the way the submissions in this game work, they aren't as vital as Samurai Warriors 4, where the submissions were like half story and then half unlock special things for you to do in other levels. They just increase your Brave meter. Now, what's your Brave meter? Your Brave meter is the star up in the top left. And your Brave is a replacement for the... not the morale mechanic, the, what do you call it? You know the mechanic in the Dynasty Warriors games and the Samurai Warrior games where the parts of the map would be covered in red, and whenever enemies would be on top of that red area, they would be way stronger? Well, that's the mechanic that got replaced in this game with the Brave system. What the Brave system does is it makes it so that enemies that have their own Brave meter can't be attacked. Well, they can be attacked, but they take less damage, or more damage, depending on how your Brave meter is doing. The idea is that you get Brave meter by beating other enemies who have Brave, and it'll give you more Brave, and it'll make you stronger and faster against everything, not just anything with a Brave meter. So, this guy here has a Brave meter of 1, and I have a Brave meter of 3, so I can basically just wipe the floor with him. And I need to go see where the hell that, oh, great. I'm gonna have to rush up there to get him, aren't I? And there's Lu Bu on the way, because of course there is. Right, so the way this game works is that... I'll finish my Brave explanation. So, you get more Brave by doing those submissions and killing lots of enemies. Like, your first 100 enemies that you kill will get you a bit of your Brave meter, which is a Nice thing. I'm gonna have to run up there because I'm not gonna be able to get to... I'm not gonna be able to get to the guy we're supposed to rescue before he dies and the mission fails. I just need to get this goddamn thing. So I'm just gonna pull out the Musou attack for William, which is his living weapon. Now I just need to find the, there he is. There's the guy. Okay, base is ours. Time to leg it. And in case you weren't able to hear that, William speaks entirely in English, which is a little, it's not weird in the slightest, because the way this game works is, well, the way Neo works is that he actually speaks English in that, so it's not entirely weird that he speaks English here, but it's still just that tiny bit odd. So as I was saying about Brave, when you go up against a guy with more Brave than you, aka Hello Lubu, you deal less damage to them. However, oh dear, you do less damage to a guy with lots of Brave. And of course he does more damage back and all the obvious stuff like that, right? So, you need to really lay the smack down if you want to stand a chance. Unfortunately, I don't think I stand a chance, because look at my health. At least I somehow managed to get the ability to, charge my SP while I'm at low health. So, I think I'm going to do that, actually. I'm just going to pull out my living weapon and clear this base out. Brave is a neat system. It really is. It's a neat way to, replace the morale stuff from Dynasty Warriors, because instead of making it so that a bunch of the areas of the game you just can't walk across for one reason or another, just because you're just going to get your ass handed to you, instead this game gives you the option of... just, steamrolling, more or less. You'll slowly get stronger by beating more of the enemy force, and it just feels a little bit more... It feels a little bit more accurate to what the hell I'm bloody doing, which is nice. So, there is some stuff I'm not explaining yet, as in the party system, because this game does indeed have a party system like Warriors Orochi. However, it's a kind of a weird system, so... Look at that skin. He's got the best skin, look at him. Nice shot. So anyway, we got a new friend now, and we will just continue on. But yeah, the Brave system is a neat idea because of the steamrolling that it lets you do. It's actually surprisingly enjoyable, the way it works, just because of the way that you run through the weaker enemies, and then that lets you run through the stronger enemies, and it feels more natural than the old, like, morale or whatever system it was does. So, as I was saying before, the party system. The party system is a bit weird because the way it works is that you have these cards, and the way the cards work is that they have limited amounts of charge. If you use them, you get what are basically extra Musou attacks, but of course they have to recharge. You do that by holding down the R button and pressing, well, whatever button you want to activate the one you... Oh god, no. Ah, fantastic. But it's alright though. Here's what they added. Mid-mission checkpoints! Thank Christ, that's actually really useful. But as I was saying, you have two choices of what to do with your cards. You can either use the R button and the face button to do another special attack, which will do one of three things. It'll attack, it'll defend, or it'll support. Or you can use the D-pad to bring out extra party members. And your extra party members will attack with you. You actually get the party member that you press the D-pad on last. So if you do all 5 of your party members, the party member you bring out last will be the party member that you use for as controlling while you're doing this. And if you bring out all your party members, you can use them to, well, do attacks. And just, you know, basically just be a gigantic bulldozer that just runs across the land. It's kind of great, actually. So you've got a choice of whether or not you want to use one or the other, which is kind of neat. But hit select. Select is your lock-on, by the way. They changed the way lock-on works in this one. You can only lock on to enemies that have Brave. But to be fair, in this game, those are the only enemies you really want to lock on to in the first place. So, no real argument from... I hate these Bowmans. They just knock you in the air and you just can't get up because they just keep hitting you. Which is kind of ironic considering that that's exactly what we do, but okay. We continue on. There is another thing you can do with the cards as well. You can use twin attacks, and these twin attacks will use 2 cards, and the twin attacks are way more powerful. So we have Darius and Ryu and Ayan and now Tora doing their twin attacks here. And I'm just going to pull out my Living Blade, because why not? I do not want to risk getting run through by... Christ, I know his name. He got basically the entirety of Godseekers to himself. But no, I do not remember his name, but... Yeah. So you can use dual attacks as well, which are way more powerful. Like, we just cleaned out that entire area in a heartbeat, more or less, which is great. And we got to charge our skills up as well, which is nice. So now what do we have to do? That was our objective. Right, I guess we have to follow him now. That exclamation point means follow this guy as closely as possible. If you don't, he will probably die off screen and there'll be nothing you can do about it. The failure conditions in this game are a lot weirder in comparison to other Dynasty Warriors games. It's very easy to fail without realizing you're failing, which kind of sucks. It's alright though. As long as we follow this guy, we shouldn't fail the mission. I think we'll be alright on that one. He's probably leading us directly to where the boss of this area is. So, it's Dynasty Warriors. I mean, it's still running with the pretty typical Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends formula, more or less, for the combat, which is perfectly fine. Oh, I almost forgot the best part of this game. And I will show it to you very shortly. I just want to clear this space out first, but... Yeah, this feature is a bit of a doozy, actually. It's kind of odd. How the hell did he get over there? Shit. Okay, what is he doing here? Okay, time for Fever Mode. This is what Fever Mode is. You go absolutely batshit insane. Tons of guys spawn on the screen at any one time, and your job is to just run through them. If you run through 50, 100, 150, whatever, of these guys, you will get a time boost. And you just have to try and kill as many guys as possible within the time limit while everyone is on the sidelines cheering you on. It's kind of great. And they'll even throw out attacks from time to time to help you out. So, we got 230 kills, which wasn't really that much because we were stuck in a base while we were doing it. So, it unfortunately didn't really work in our favor. But you get 1 fever when you start every level, and you get a fever every time you get 1,000 KOs. So, yeah, that's a thing. What the hell? Oh no, do we have to catch him? Alright, let's catch him. Okay, we can't hurt him, so we must have to catch him. But yeah, Fever time is ridiculous. If you do it well enough, you'll get a full Brave meter level, you'll get tons of experience, and you'll get a lot of money too. There are some stages where this really helps, so, you know, it's kind of neat. It's just a neat little fireworks show, more or less. It doesn't really affect anything, in the sense that, whoop, he stopped. Does that mean I can attack him now? Nope, he's still running for it. God, what is this guy do? Oh. Oh, we're about to have a problem. Oh no, he's brave 7 and I'm brave 8, and he's just a regular mook. Oh. No. No. Where is he? Where am I? Oh dear. Right, I have to work my way over to the left now. I have no idea why I was supposed to follow that guy, but now I have to run over here. This is a weird mission, even by Dynasty Warrior standards. So yeah, the Fever Mode thing is a neat fireworks show. It's, what's the word I'm looking for? It's really enjoyable just to go and absolutely wipe the floor with a bunch of bastards. It's strange in that sense. Oh, there's Oka from Tukiden. She's actually the most boring character I've played in this game this far, just because it's unfortunate, actually. I mean, oh dear, it appears she's gone invincible, because that's her ability, because of course it is, right? Right, that sucks. Yeah, some of the characters in this game are actually really boring, like, William doesn't really have much going for him, which kind of sucks. Oka is really dull. Like, everyone from Tukiden, I've played everyone from Tukiden in my second save game, and they're all really dull as well. William isn't particularly great. A couple of the characters are great, though. Like, Ryu moves like a god. Ryu moves like a Formula 1 race car. He's ridiculously fast. There are some characters that are great in this game as well, but yeah, the character roster is a bit unbalanced considering there's only 30 of them. Like, only having 30 people in the entire roster kind of sucks for this game, especially when you have to play through the story multiple times to unlock them all. There's no free play mode, and you have to... And considering that you can only get 9 characters at any one time, and they're all locked to their particular teams. So, like, the Neo character, William will be locked to this faction. So will Darius and the Ninja Gaiden characters and all that. It's just a pain, really. More story dialogue. There's also apparently that. I assume this is a point where the story can turn, but I'm not gonna play that because look at that level. Level 42, Jesus. And we found a treasure chest. You can find stuff on the map here, like bonus missions and stuff, just by flying around, which is kind of neat. Although it really kind of makes it pointless to go after the missions that are here already for some reason. So we'll just go in and we'll just play another mission here. It doesn't really matter what I do. I'll swap to I'll swap my main character to Ryu. We haven't seen Ryu yet. We might as well do him. Alright, away we go. These missions are here, these side missions are all here just to grind up your characters. Like, that's all they're there for. Even if my translation is correct. Well, if my translation is correct, it even says that these missions are here just to grind up your characters. That's all they're there for. It's kind of unfortunate. But anyway. It's Musou. Like, it's fairly basic run-of-the-mill Musou, more or less. I mean, that's kind of the problem these games have been having recently. Like, I like some of the ideas they've taken from... Well, not even ideas they've taken, ideas they came up with for Musou Stars. Like, there's, the whole party system with all the cards and that is really neat because it gives you a bunch of options in what you want to do. All the friendship stuff you get by leveling up your characters with everybody and getting all those different benefits. That's all well and good, even though it's it's grindy. But I mean, Dynasty Warriors and grind, they're bedmates, they're blood brothers. I imagine the Peach Garden Earth being taken by tons of enemies, lots of grinding, and Tecmo Koei for the Dynasty Warriors Oath. It's a bit odd, but anyway, it's pretty basic Musou. It's pretty enjoyable Musou, but it's still pretty basic Musou. That's pretty much all I got to say on this one. It's still enjoyable though. I mean, I'm finding myself enjoying this a fair bit more than I am your typical Dynasty Warriors game. Like, I really am enjoying, like, the whole Brave system as a replacement for the morale system and all that, just because it just seems more enjoyable just on the base of it than your typical Dynasty Warriors morale system. So I guess my idea is I have to work my way down and take out all these guys. Maybe take some bases in the process. There are some special missions that you can get which are really cool as well, which I'm kind of surprised that Dynasty Warriors is doing. Like, Dynasty Warriors isn't one for instant kill anymore. Like, back when Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends came out, the Extreme mode could literally kill you in one hit. And that was great, because it gave even the really dedicated fans something to try. And Dynasty Warriors Next had the ad hoc raid mode, where everything could kill you in like 2 or 3 hits, but you could take along like 4 or 5 people to help out. And that was neat, but kind of after that, they kind of just got off the idea of instant kill and stuff like that. There are some missions that can pop up on the map. They'll give you the ability to, not so much the ability, but it'll put you in a level where everything kills you in one shot, but you kill everything in one shot too, and you just have to, just, you know, tear them to pieces and all that. It's great. And there's a couple of other ones that are really hard like that as well. Like, you'll get thrown up against 5 special you'll get thrown up against, like, 5 people who are, like, in maximum brave mode or whatever, and it's fantastic, because it's surprisingly difficult to deal with. Not too over the top, but surprisingly difficult. Although, this game does kind of have the difficulty problem where once you hit, like, level 10, the game becomes a cakewalk, and you just want to, like, go and turn the difficulty up to hard. That just seems to be a thing that this game has. I really should be going this way. I should take out this other guy on my way, considering he's going to be heading the way I'm going anyway. No horses in this one, so you can't really move much faster than this, and there's no speed pickup anymore like there's been in all the other Dynasty Warriors games, which is an oddity. I'm guessing I have to... Oh dear. Right, I'm just going to have to run right past this guy and drag him along with me to the place that I'm going to have to defend, because I can see the little circle flying out there. I'm not going to deal with him right now. I need to keep moving. But yeah, it's enjoyable. Like, it doesn't beat, like, Shin Gundam Musou or Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends for me. But they're still pretty enjoyable. It's still a pretty enjoyable game. Not there. Those 2 games are the best Musou games on the Vita, and they both came out within a year of release. It's kind of frustrating. But this is still a perfectly enjoyable Musou game, and I do like the changes they've made to it, and I wonder how many of these are going to carry over to Dynasty Warriors 9. It'll be neat to see just how much does. Let's go and do some fever mode just out here and work our way down towards this guy. Oh, nope, hang on. This guy's still alive. Come on, hit him for God's sake. There we go. Right, now let's fever mode. And a bunch of guys disappear out of nowhere, and you're free to just chop them all to pieces. It's great. I just love how everyone just pops in the sides of the screen to cheer you on. It's cool. So yeah, a bunch of neat ideas that change things up a bit. Not too much, but a little bit. A perfectly enjoyable Musou game. It's neat to have a crossover. I wish it had more characters. And I wish there was just like a little bit more to do, like a secondary mode. Just stuff like that. I mean, the story mode is designed to be replayable because of the different endings that you can get and all that. But I would like to see a bunch of extra content for it, but you know, it's still not bad, and I don't feel like I do back when, like, the 4 or 5 different Samurai Warriors 4 games were coming out. Where the, brain work with me here. I don't feel like I did back when those games came out, where I felt like a lot of Musou fatigue. Where it's like, I felt like I'd just been playing the same game before. No, this game feels significantly different. Not amazingly different, but significantly different from your typical Musou games. Even though it's still the same sort of button mashing style combat and all that. Let's just fly around the map a little bit until we find one more mission. Nah. I want to see if I can get one of those ones which are like an instant kill mission, because those missions are interesting. Although it's kind of hard to tell which. It's funny just being able to... There we go. I don't know if this is an instant kill mission, but this is definitely a special mission of some... No, this is a different mission. This is just kill as many enemies as you can within 2 minutes. Let's pick someone different for now. Do I have anyone else? Oh, I could pick him, but he's really low level. Let's play Yukimura. Why not? And alright. We'll work with that. So let's do this. There's a couple of other things I wanted to talk about as well, just before we end this video off. So we have 3 minutes and we have to kill as many people in here as possible, which will give me enough time to talk about what I wanted to talk about. So, a couple of things I wanted to point out. The performance, it can chug. It really can. It doesn't become unplayable, but it can definitely start chugging along after a while. Especially when there's a bunch of enemies on screen at once. That was an amazingly timed burp. I mean, it runs okay, well, not most of the time, a fair amount of the time, but it can still chug. And it's disappointing that it chugs, but it's not unplayable, so I'm willing to let it pass, considering the other games tend to chug as well a bit. Man, Fever Mode really isn't working out for me here, is it? The higher attack you have, the more likely you are to just beat the shit out of enough guys to keep it going for as long as humanly possible. Now Tora is still adorable. Oh, look at her. She's got freaking claws on her fingers and she still looks absolutely adorable. But yeah. It chugs, and it doesn't look much better than your typical Dynasty Warriors game. Although, one thing I did want to point out about the look of the game specifically is that it's way brighter and more colourful than your typical Musou game is. Like, think back to the Dynasty Warriors games where they tended to have, like, muted faction colours over the top of a lot of brown and grey and dirt and dust and all that. I mean, it fit the theme, sure, but it wasn't very colourful. And even Warriors Orochi 3, which was meant to be a full-on crossover in itself, was still a bit just, dark and, what's the word I'm looking for? It was a bit, it's in itself, it was just a bit dark and, the word's not submissive, but it's similar. Just rather toned down in its color. This game is really damn colorful. Like, there's a casino that you can visit early on, and it's one of the most colorful stages I've ever seen in any game ever, let alone a Musou game. It's ridiculous. And there's a bunch of other stages like that too. Like, you've got Italia characters, so there's an Italia stage. You do visit the Yellow Turban Rebellion, which does indeed look a lot like it does in the Dynasty Warriors games. And it's not as colorful, which means just the justification between, like, the Yellow Turban Rebellion stage from Dynasty Warriors 8 and the casino stage that shows up is just ridiculously colorful. It's kind of great, and it's more colorful. Like, even the music is a bit more upbeat and pop-like, even though it does have that, Musou flair about it that the series has had for a while. But still, it's a nice upbeat presentation, and I really do like it. They've done a great job with making it feel like a lot more relaxed than your typical Musou title, which is perfectly fine by me. But yeah, I like it. I might recommend you wait for it to come out in English to really know the story of the Great Furry War and why 3 factions of furries have decided to attack everything. These aren't just your only grunts, by the way. You can fight the Tugen grunts, the Dynasty Warriors grunts. You can fight the grunts relevant to every stage. You can fight the Poonies from Italia and stuff like that. All of that's there. So if you want to know how the Great Furry War turns out, well, you can wait for the English release. And I'd be amazed if they didn't bring this out in English here, if they do bring over Musou stars. Who knows, they might not even bring over Musou stars, just because there's a bunch of characters here who I do not recognize in the slightest, because they're from bloody Tenmo Koei Otome games. But still, it's still an enjoyable Musou game, and I would recommend it. And if it doesn't come out over here in English, well, that's fine. The Japanese version still works perfectly fine anyway, so yeah, there you go. I don't really have that much else to say about it. Thank you now, Tora. You are still adorable. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I've gone over everything, so I might as well just end the video. 40 minutes. Jesus. It was a bit shorter than I was expecting, but alright. So yeah, this has been Blue Maxima, and I'll see you all next time.